All right, so lots to discuss in this one. We have a pair that is back for the first time. This is the Air Jordan 3 Retro, black and charcoal white, dark charcoal white. In the OG box, which is an interesting call because it's not an OG colorway. We have the Black Cat Retro finally. Leave a comment in the comment section. Did you guys cop them or not? Is it a pair that you were interested in previously and then just decided to pass on once you started seeing images of them? Like I said, there's a lot to talk about because there is a lot of love and hate for this product. And I think, honestly, the reason why we can be a little bit more picky nowadays, I guess, and a little bit more opinionated in our actual feelings is because not everything's flying off of shelves. So the fact that they're not flying off of shelves makes the demand a little bit less and it makes the FOMO a little bit less. And because of that, like, it gives, one, the opportunity to the people that really wanted these shoes, that had the originals back in the day, that this was their first retro that they ever got, like, then, you know, now you have a chance to be able to get them back at retail because they are sitting pretty much everywhere for retail. Like, if you don't see them in stock right now, like on Nike, they've been restocking all over the place. And it's an interesting thing because this is kind of like one of those coveted colorways that was once very coveted and then now saturation overload. And there's a couple things that they hit on this that was like pretty true to the original. A couple things that I think people were just like upset about. First things first is a patent leather, super patent, and it's the glossy midsole is very glossy as well, like super high gloss, almost patent leather on the midsole even because it's just so ridiculously glossy. I don't remember the original ones being that glossy. I remember they were glossy, but not like this. Also, no black cat on the heel tab here. And the thing is you're paying for a retro that's like supposed to be kind of a nod to the original one, but that was kind of like one of those cool like things where you're like, oh, check it out. It's like stitch on black cat back there. Pure Money had Pure Money on the back as well. I did have these back in the day when they originally released, and I got them back then. I got them at the Nike employee store for 50% off. So it was awesome, man. I loved getting retros for like 60 bucks or 65 bucks or whatever it was. Now, you know, I paid 200 for these, but am I happy that I got them? Yeah, because I got rid of my original pair, and I mean, it's a black Air Jordan. Like, how can you not like it? Black Cat, obviously, a nickname to Michael Jordan, but it's like a super wearable pair. However, this one has a little bit of extra flair because of that, again, patent and the, you know, the super high gloss midsole that you have here. You do have the elephant print in black on the toe section here in the front and then also on the heel. And then you do actually have elephant print laces as well. The laces have a little bit more of a gray hit. The black on the elephant print on the actual shoe does look like it's basically just like a black and then the outline is done in a darker black. So there's not really much of a gray element, at least in my eyes. Also, the tongue does have this like kind of chrome fused on Jetman on here. So that is a little bit different also. But primarily, I mean, it is a retro of a shoe that released years and years ago. And I don't know if you guys are older sneakerheads out there or newer sneakerheads watching this video, but Jordan Brand usually does like one thing at least different on every retro that they've released, except for when like it's one that's supposed to be like a true to the original form. So what I mean by that is a lot of times the retros would end up happening and they would do like an eyelet a different color on some of the retros, or like the reverse side of the tongue on like the True Blues, I believe are different on the retro previous. So like they do a couple different things here and there. And I think back then they did that on purpose so they could identify which retro it was, so they weren't just like all the same. If you're really into sneakers, you guys already know, you look at the tag on the label tag on the back, it will tell you the year that the shoe was like produced and whatnot. So that's kind of our key identifier. But all in all, this colorway is pretty nice. I'd say that the material is actually, it's misleading because it actually looks pretty decent. The nubuckish sort of material on the upper, it's not bad. And then the patent is just very patent leathery. And you know, again, I don't know if people are gonna love that or not. So those are some of the differences between these and the original ones. And like, you know, when you're paying for a retro and you want it to be exactly like the old one, it kind of does sting when you don't have the black cat on the back and stuff like that. But is it enough to make you not buy the product? I think that, and this is just my opinion, of course everybody has their own, feel free to leave yours in the comment section, but in my opinion, it's again just kind of like a cop-out of like, well, it's not hyped enough for me to buy it instead. Like, if you really were a fan of the black cats back in the day, and you really were about that shoe back in the day, even to current days, translating to current days, you see the retro and you go, cool, I get it, I like it. Like, it is what I expected. I understand the fatigue factor though, because we had the Black Cement 3s in November, and then we had the, you know, the Columbias in December. So it's like, yeah, those are two retros. That's over $450 like 450 almost or whatever for those two shoes, and then now you have these ones for like 200. Like honestly, this should have been a Black Friday release in November. I think that it's like the saturation factor has like set in for a lot of like average consumers out there, where it's like, yeah, it's not only saturated where you can just buy the stuff pretty easily, but then you're starting to realize that is pretty expensive. Like it adds up quite a bit. $600+ for 3 different retros. You can pay like half your groceries for a month, depending, or all your groceries, depending on how big your family is or how much you eat, I guess. All I'm saying is that there's reasons why people can come up with not buying them because they're not, as desirable or whatever right now. There's other people that's just really wanted the shoe, and if you had the expendable income to buy it, then like I think it's a good move. I think it's a nice pair that you'll get, and you go, oh yeah, I have the black, I have the Black Cat 3s. But I know that there's other people out there that want the shoe, maybe aren't going to buy the shoe because they're just trying to save a little bit of money right now, and I totally respect that as well. So it's not like if you don't buy them, then you're a sucker or something like that. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying I think that there is a lot more leeway though in this consumer market where people are like, they're not selling it really. Like I can actually get them. I'm good. Like the back tab thing. That's the reason why I'm not getting them, and they're just using it as kind of like a cop out of the fact that it's not as true to the original. But what do you guys think? What is the reason why these are sitting? This is one of those ones, again, coveted. Resale on the original pair is going for like $400 and stuff. And then now you have this one, and then, they're sitting at retail. And I imagine they're going to go under retail. To be 100%, like before this one dropped, I knew this was going to be one that was going to sit. The fact that they're saturating the market with another pair of Air Jordan 3s is not anything like too surprising that, it's sitting against, especially since the Black Cement 3s were pretty easy to obtain. I mean, I got mine 3 hours after launch on launch day, and I'm happy that I got mine. I will say one other thing though is I watched an old video of mine trying to find images of my Black Cat 3s on YouTube, and I found a collection video of my 3s. And in my video in like 2014, I believe, that was the time where they were going to go do the remastered collection. So in my video, I was saying they're vaulting the Air Jordan 3s. This is why I'm doing my Air Jordan 3 collection video at the time. And that's because they were going to vault the 3s. And anybody that remembers that era, it was a painful era for retros. Like they released, and then the quality was super crap. They had a bunch of different colorways that were just forgettable. Sport Blue was one of them that I called out in the video as like one of the last ones. The powder blues were on that video as well, which honestly, those shoes were fire. Like looking back, actually, I wish I still kept a pair of those. But the reason why they vaulted them is because they wanted to like create hype around the Air Jordan 3 again. And then once they brought them back, they'd be remastered, and they would be, higher quality materials and like true to the original and all these other things. I think that lasted for a little while. And again, it's an unfortunate thing where it's just such a crapshoot between the retros of like, are we going to get something good, or, is this going to be not very good, or, is the materials going to be like decent, or, is the build quality going to be terrible? Like, it's just like, it's unfortunate versus like you buy a pair, like my favorite shoe, like probably right now, my favorite shoe from 2024 was the New Balance 991 V2, made in UK. The shoe looks really good. The materials and the build quality is really nice on them as well. They're expensive at $250, but you get them and I'm actually pleased. And then you wear them and you wear them and you wear them, and they just get better with age. Versus a pair of retros, like you get them and sometimes you're just super let down with the quality. Now sometimes the quality is really, really good, but Black Cement 3s as an example, I had 2 different elephant prints on both of the shoes. Like it looks terrible. It makes it kind of frustrating when you can't get consistency from a brand, but obviously New Balance is not selling near as many 991 V2s as like Jordan is with, the Air Jordan 3s. So obviously the amount being produced and the amount being sold for those models, specifically for those companies, is drastically different. So, my expectations for the 991 V2s can be good. My expectations on these is like, is it going to be good? We'll see. But I'm happy with them overall. I think, the black patent leather and the gloss kind of throws people off, I think, a little bit. But hear me out. I actually kind of dig it. Like if I was a new sneakerhead today, like if I show these to my son, I'm like, what do you think? He might actually really like that gloss because it just makes the shoe stand out a little bit more, where it's just not a triple black pair of sneakers. It's something that has a little bit of shine to it. And, I kind of dig it. And it does make it kind of look a little bit different because of that. And I don't remember that as much as the Black Cat 3s back in the day. But I also did have the black flip 3s as well, which was like the flipped elephant print all over the place. So it's kind of similarly different, but those ones did not have any like patent or anything like that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to buy them, I will try to link them in the video on screen somewhere, and then also in the description of the video for you guys, because they have been restocking a lot on like Foot Locker and Dick's Sporting Goods and stuff like that. But anyway, hopefully you guys have a good rest of the day. Hopefully we'll see you back on the channel for some more sneaker content very soon. Subscribe and all that stuff. And yeah, have a good one. See you guys.